So Saturday morning at 9:39 a.m. while I'm playing Diablo with friends in Maine, my phone rings. It's like, that's weird. Nobody ever calls me on a Saturday morning unless it's an emergency, and it's not an emergency. It's the metal building company. And they say, hey, the team has regrouped, resupplied, and they'll be there Monday morning between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. It is 7, come on. Hold please. It is 7:07. I'm at the property, awaiting the truck, and I just realized that I left one of the cameras at home, and that case has all of the memory sticks in it. So I have one camera with me to film, and I have no memory sticks. It's still dark out. Can I make it back home and back before they get here? Sometimes you forget your origins. I had my Pixel 4 with me. It's hooked up to a battery pack and running in time lapse.
Called an ultimatum.
Here they are.
Troops or we
So you can see them pulling up. They've got a really funky trailer. Take a picture of it, I believe, but it was special built for this stuff. You can see that the roof trusses are upside down, and it makes for a very tight package. So on the camera front, my wife had not left for work yet and ran the stuff over so that I could film in a more adequate manner. These 4 guys worked like nobody I've hired in a very long time. I'd hire them in a heartbeat. They knew what they were doing, and if they had any doubt, they asked questions, and we worked through it. I think I'm in the red shirt, or the burgundy shirt. This company had not done a lot of work with the skylights, and these guys weren't provided very much information on the skylights. The company actually called and said, hey, you bought skylights, which are translucent or semi-translucent panels that replace roof panels, and they said, would you like these installed? And I'm like, yes please. Okay, well, we'll tell the guys to install them. And they weren't really sure how to do it. They weren't provided any instruction by the company, so I provided that. I gave them a drawing, and they worked through it. These guys, like I said, they worked really, really hard. They ate lunch on site. They didn't leave. And they're always moving, doing something. You can see that they stage the materials. You can see them unloading and stacking the roof trusses. You can see that there's a group working on the base of the walls on the slab. And you can see that there's another set working on the trusses. Now they pulled the trusses off, and they've added beams for the walls. So in a second you'll see them flip one of them over, and it'll be the roof truss with these long beams, and those are the beams for the walls. Once they get each segment with the roof trusses having the wall beams on it, all they have to do is then stack it together, and that's where the wide shot comes in, and you can really see it get put together very quickly. You can see the guys working on the roof trusses have already started to cut the sheet metal for the eave, and then the guy on the slab with the large red tool is attaching the base to the concrete slab. I changed camera angles to the Insta 360 X5 up the hill so you can see a bit better. The color is also quite different. The first set of shots looks like it's cloudy, and it's actually just overcast. This ends up being much brighter, but you get a larger sense of how quickly they're putting the stuff together. All right, they're getting ready. You can see the segments of the trusses with the wall beams attached. They have the base of the walls attached all the way around. And this, I missed this. Look at that. Just bam. There's the first one. I was riding around on the tractor. I missed it. That's why I recorded it. Look at that. Oh, and there's the last one. Yay! You can see that the eave sheet metal is there, which adds a little bit of strength, but it also, those angles are really hard to cut, so everything else is just flat stock. So for them to get that done and out of the way and get it attached, that was just brilliant. Now they'll start attaching the sheets to the walls to add strength. They've got a couple of braces in there. They did use some straps across from one side on the bottom to the other side at the top to square things up. They didn't do it early with just the skeleton. Once they started getting the sheet goods on, then they wanted to make sure everything was, you know, square from side to side. That way the wow, just watching them put in screws, it's hilarious. And they're just flying. Obviously this is sped up, but I mean, they were working almost this fast the whole time. So there was a hiccup. I had the camera hooked up to the Jackery, which has proven itself to allow it to record for pretty much the whole day, but the connection from the USB cable wasn't that solid, so when the battery ran out, it ran out. So we go from watching them putting braces on the skeleton to having sheet goods on the building. Okay, here they start putting the purlins on the roof trusses, and this adds horizontal stability. This is what connects each one of those trusses to each other, and then the roofing lays on top of those purlins. It's actually like a little hat channel. So if you were looking at it, it's got a flat spot on each side, It comes up at a bit of an angle toward each other, and then it's flat on top. That's why it looks like a fedora in profile. And they even noticed at the end of the day that they were 9 roofing panels short for one of the lean-tos. And the guy came to me and said, hey, we're 9 panels short. We're going to have to go back and get them. So from Middle Georgia to Mount Pilot, North Carolina, which is a 6-hour drive, to get materials, to turn around and drive another 6 hours back. He said, we won't be here in the morning. We should be back Wednesday morning. I said, no problem. They actually beat me back to the job site on day 2. You can see that they already have up the framework for the lean-to on the far side. That was before I showed up. There are the remaining wall panels on this side, also putting the purlins on the lean-to on the far side. So it was closed in at the end of day 1. It was dry, except for that one wall. The roof was all closed up. Not like we had any rain. But now at this point it is totally dry. And now they're starting on the other lean-to. It goes up so very quickly. If you watch carefully, they'll fly by with roofing panels for the lean-to for the far side. And suddenly there's a guy standing on the roof, on the lean-to, on the far side. Wow. And while one team is putting up superstructure, the major members of the lean-to, the other team on the other side, they just finished putting the roof on the lean-to, but now they're trimming it out. So there's sheet metal and metal goods flying all over the place, and they're just constantly doing stuff. That's why it took 2 days to put this up. It wasn't even a full 2 days. More purlins for the roof. Here come the roof panels. More trim and a ton of screws in the roof and everywhere else. They did an excellent job of cleaning up after themselves. They walked around with a magnet and picked up pieces where they had trimmed the sheet metal. I'm still finding screws here and there from ones that they missed, but some of that got covered up with dirt, and as I have done work around the building, particularly pulling a rake with the tractor, I've overturned some of that stuff. And that's to be expected. Other than that, I mean, they did a remarkable job on cleaning up trash. I think I found 3 cigarette butts, maybe a bottle cap, but it was very insignificant compared to the concrete guys, the first set anyway. They made a mess and said that the guy that was paying them would come pick up the garbage, which he never did. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.
Too many hobbies, not enough time.
It's a theme song, y'all.